All right, we're looking at a 2024 Silverado EV WT3 model. I rented this truck for about the last 10 days to compare to my other rigs in the interest of buying a new one. It is marketed as a half-ton truck. However, after towing the RV, hauling payloads, I would actually claim this is more of a 3/4 ton truck performance. In the back of the cab, there's plenty of room for tools, etc. Considering I work with my vehicles regularly, it's important. Front seat, kind of same deal. This is a work truck model, so it's stripped down. Doesn't have like power seats and heated seats and all that stuff, which I do find is probably worth the extra to purchase. The nice thing about this, like I say, from working perspective, is that I can actually charge batteries while somewhere on site, etc. Could leave it plugged into site power, still charge batteries. The hood is nice that you have control over it. Some of the newer models, it goes all the way up for you. But where I live, it rains a hell of a lot. So I don't mind that I can control it, how far up it goes, and I don't have water all over my tools and stuff. So, I think it's a very nice looking truck. I fully expected not to like it, to be completely disappointed. But I am pleasantly surprised. Higher trim models have more luxuries. But the heated wheel, the heated seats, all of that's controlled through the screen on the newer trucks. It was very convenient. Lots and lots of space in this truck. I have kind of service type tools right here, so I can just grab stuff and make a quick fix somewhere. There's plenty of storage in here under the seats, etc., for different tools, things that you might need. One thing I'm not super thrilled about is the bed barely fits a 6-foot ladder. There's always ways around that. Worked with enough trucks to kind of get it. One really cool advantage of this, though, is we are completely plugged in for dry camping to the back of the bed. Surge protector, etc. Everything says it's good. Then enough voltage to run the heater as well as the TVs. So it's actually super functional and a very nice looking combination. But yeah, being able to run the furnace in the trailer as well as the TVs off the truck itself, no generator, no excess fuel to carry with you, just a fully functional setup. To reiterate, I am pleasantly surprised at the performance of this vehicle. Range is roughly 250 miles towing. Nothing less than you would actually get from another vehicle by the time you tow that much weight. This trailer is roughly 6,500 pounds. And it tows very stable, very functional, very much controlled. It's in very much control of the trailer. The regen is functional, the trailer brake is functional. Everything is super easy to operate. Doesn't take a lot of thought. Cost of charging this thing has cost me roughly $60 to $80 to fill it up on any charging system. General use of this truck, everyday use, come home and charge it. It avoids the 20-minute trip to the gas station and back. Saves a lot of time there. I would like to see some more buttons on this thing. Like, it's not obvious how to leave it on. It tries to shut itself down every time you get out of it. It'd be really nice if it just stayed on half the time. So I'm sure the majority of my concerns have all been controllable through the settings. I've just not taken time to figure out which ones they are. I found other ways around them. But very, very, very functional truck. Super happy. Pleasantly surprised at the performance of this vehicle. The excess storage has been a huge advantage for keeping tools off the back seats. And this thing is rated to pick up a yard of rock in the back of it, which is the WT versions and some of the other models have a solid bed in the back. And that is an advantage. I don't care if it's mountain bike mud, paddleboard water, that kind of stuff. You don't want that in your cab. The rubber gaskets, the plastic panels that fold back and forth in these trucks, it doesn't promote longevity of use, longevity of ownership. But I will say, I am pleasantly surprised with the performance of this vehicle. Since I am not an automotive channel, and don't do this regularly, but very much enjoy trucks and toys and things like that, this thing has been rather impressive. When compared to a 25,000 mile truck, half-ton version, there's a lot less road noise. There's the center of gravity on this truck is so low that it very stably pulls the trailer. Not a lot of floating up and down in the way that you would normally have. It pulls hills like you wouldn't. They always say it doesn't even know the trailer is behind you. Well, in this case, that's true. So, anyhow, I'd encourage other people to try and do the same thing. Spend a few $100s to rent this thing, test it out before you commit to buying one. But yeah, otherwise, super happy with the performance of this rig.